is my first gig log of 2021. I actually haven't DJ'd since October of last year. So man, today feels good. It almost feels like the first day of school. I don't know, I'm crazy excited. It's also been amazing to see so many of you getting back to work as well. I am actually going to a grand opening of a store in Danbury, Connecticut called Floor and Decor. They're having kind of a welcoming opening event and I'm their DJ. So I'm all packed up, ready to go. I gotta be there by 9 a.m. for a 10 o'clock start time. This is my Jetpack Snap first official gig with it, and man, it feels good. So to give you a quick little rundown of what I got packed. So today I decided to bring out my Electro Voice 30Ms. This is where they really shine. Cocktail hour, small corporate events, just enough output so that people can enjoy the music without being overpowering. These things are going to be fantastic today. And of course, I have my Max Design Infinity DJ console packed up. I got these two cases here, my 30Ms, my backpack, and a wire case. And that's it, and I'm ready to go. Connecticut for their grand opening, rocking out with the Electro Voice 30Ms, my Infinity DJ console. Everyone is taking pictures of it. They can't get over the 30Ms. I already had like 4 people ask me what these were. People love the booth, everything. I had people Shazamming songs. They're feeling good. It's a beautiful day. I am just so happy right now. I anticipate getting some questions about the custom signage here. So I had Max Design cut me out a sign out of the same material, and you can see that it's beveled in. So what I did was took epoxy resin, mixed some pink paint in it to match my logo, and put some sparkles in it, because who doesn't love some sparkles, and just filled it in, let it sit for 24 hours. And now I have a lightweight custom sign that's mounted directly to the booth. This thing is really, really secure. So this is how it mounts. There are 2 holes drilled on the underneath of the Infinity console, and then these easy turn screws just kind of go like so, and literally with a couple twists, this is nice and anchored to the booth. But when you want to remove it, it doesn't show any holes or damage from the outside. You would never know that there was a sign there. So it's all hidden, attaches nicely to the bottom, so you can have branding when you want it and look nice and sleek when you don't. So I don't lose any of my attachments, I just open up this lid. I have this little pouch in here, and I just keep these thumb screws right here. So whenever I bring my sign, I have the attachments, and whenever I don't need it, they just kind of tuck away. I chose to use the Electro-Voice 30M here because it's very versatile, ultra compact, and perfect for small to medium-sized venues. This has 1,000 watts of power, comes in at about 123 decibels, punchy 10-inch woofer, and can be heard all over the parking lot because of its 120-degree horizontal coverage and 40-degree vertical coverage. I was able to provide great sound without being overbearing or obnoxious. I also love the fact that I can carry 2 of these in one trip. Each unit only weighs 44 pounds and packs up in a small backpack. I figured I'd take a couple minutes and talk about working a retail or corporate event and how to make the most out of these really fantastic opportunities. Retail events are not only super fun, but they're great resume builders, which is why I encourage all DJs to add some of these types of events to their DJ portfolios. The reason why these are great resume builders is there's something to be said for that brand perception. Meaning if you have a great retailer that's willing to partner with you, it says a lot about your professionalism, your marketability, and trust and value. Retail events are also incredible networking opportunities. Think about it. If you have the grand opening of a store, who could potentially be there? Well, everyone from the CEO to maybe their marketing manager, other executive management, the decision makers of the company. What a better way for them to get introduced to you, what you do, and how you do it, and be at top of mind for future events such as their holiday party, maybe an employee appreciation party, their summer picnic, other corporate sponsored events. So this is a great way to make these important connections with important people that could potentially lead to more business. Another reason why I absolutely love these events is, wait for it, exposure. Now I can already hear everyone's eyeballs pretty much scraping the top of their skull as they're rolling their eyes at the word exposure. I understand that that word to DJs is pretty toxic, but hear me out. This is actually the right kind of exposure. Not only are you actually getting paid, but you're able to connect and showcase your talents to copious amounts of foot traffic. And I think the word copious does fit in that sentence. Hold on a second. Alexa, what does copious mean?
The adjective copious is usually defined as large in quantity or number, abundant.
Abundant, large in quantity. So that word applies. I'm rolling with it. Copious amounts of foot traffic. I probably should just cut this scene, but I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it in. Disregarding that word copious, we're just going to say a lot of foot traffic. The point here is, folks, is you're going to have a ton of people that are able to look at you, listen to you, watch what you do that weren't even looking for a DJ in the first place. But if they see you in action, they see your setup, your professionalism, how you're grooving, the vibe that you're setting, they may say, you know what? Our neighbor mentioned last weekend at a cookout that their daughter's getting married. They come up, ask for a business card, there you go. So last Saturday at my particular retail event, I handed out between 8 and 10 business cards to perfect strangers who just loved what I did. Could we have your business card? We had a quick little chat, great networking, and now I have potentially other business leads that didn't cost me anything. So definitely make sure, DJs, you have your business cards updated, looking fresh, with relevant information and a bunch to give out, because people are definitely gonna be asking if you're doing a good job. So while we're talking about business cards, this is a great way to segue into the marketing piece of this and how to break through into retail events. I know we're probably sick of hearing this, folks, but if you haven't buttoned up your social media presence, now is that time. They're going to be looking for creative and fun ways to engage their customers, especially since 2020 may have delayed potential release of products or, again, construction projects, grand openings, things like that. Now is a time that they're going to be looking for an exciting way to finally roll and push all this stuff out, and DJs are going to be a big part of this. Let's circle back now to the marketing piece and how to break into these types of retail events. You have to understand that your online presence is so important, and it's your online calling card. So your website, your Instagram, your Mixcloud, or any other social media platform that you engage with needs to reflect your skills, your professionalism, and your prior experience. Typically, retail events have a very specific purpose, so it's critical that your online presence reflects that your music and presentation is in line with that event's purpose and overall mood. So your social media as a whole should reflect your personality so that they can make sure that you are in line with their brand, their vision, and can deliver what they're looking for at that particular special event. That means your digital footprint matters. So when we tell people to not post distasteful memes or talk about politics, this is one of the things that we're talking about. If you think that these companies aren't going to comb through with a fine-tooth comb your social media to see if you're a good fit and you represent their business well, you're sadly mistaken. Before even considering giving you an opportunity for their corporate event, they're going to want to make sure that you represent them in the best way possible. In fact, I was solely booked for my event last Saturday because of Instagram. So again, it's really important, DJs, to make sure that you have your social media and online presence buttoned up because it is essential when booking these types of gigs. This brings me to another important marketing piece I highly recommend if you're looking to get into retail events, getting some professional headshots. And I don't mean selfies, I actually mean hiring a photographer to take professional headshots that are modern but professional, reflect your style, but definitely look marketable. Companies are also going to be looking for some type of bio or EPK, which stands for electronic press kit. This is a kind of one-page bio about who you are, what you do, past companies you've worked for, your experience, what makes you so special and great for this event, links to your social media so they can kind of just click and check you out. It's really important to make sure that you stay on top of this stuff and have some great photographs of you as a professional with great clothing that makes you look your best. So if you don't have that as part of your marketing plan, definitely put that on the agenda for 2021 to get some great business cards, a great headshot, and consider publishing an EPK. Now let's talk about working these events to make sure that we're successful. The most important thing you could do, and this is kind of with any event, but especially with retail events, is speak with them directly about what it is that they're looking for and the type of mood and vibe that they need. They know their clientele, they know their customers, they know the event, they understand what they want out of this event. So it's really important to get those details and ask the right questions to set you up for success. Not only do you need to get the details about the date, time, location, where you're going to be set up, do you have access to power, are there any announcements or things that they need you to make, but also about the event music itself. Asking about their shopper demographics will definitely help you dial in the music and make sure that you're delivering what they want. I also highly recommend doing a little research on the business itself. What do they sell? Who would be shopping there? So again, for example, I did Floor & Decor last Saturday. It's a home improvement store where they have great tiling, light fixtures, cabinetry, things all home improvement. So that told me my demographic was going to be homeowners, potentially with children, probably early 30s on up. So when they said we were looking for kind of upbeat, top 40 familiar stuff, I knew they weren't referring to Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion. So even though Cardi B's Up is #1 on, the charts, I know that's not what they were looking for. That I was more looking for familiar 80s, 90s, pop rock stuff. I could get away with things like Dua Lipa, kind of real popular, clean top 40 hits, Bob Marley. I played Smash Mouth. I had a couple of wedding hits, Shut Up and Dance, some 70s funk, Mariah Carey. Great eclectic mix of music. And I actually recorded some of my set and I posted it on Mixcloud to kind of give people a reference point of what would work great at a potential corporate event or even to update some of your wedding cocktail crates. So I'll put that link below in the comments. The point here is we've got to use a little common sense. Who's coming in and out of that store? And you only have a little bit of time to kind of really showcase what you do and how fun you are and give them a great taste of music. So quick mixing also might be important here. So these are really fun events. They really challenge your creativity, especially since you have such a variety of people to play for. So this is not only a great resume builder, it's a great experience builder, and it really challenges your open formatness, if that's even a word, and your flexibility to play to who's in front of you. So I absolutely love retail events. And my last tip is definitely check with them to find out what type of personality and sound preference they have. They may be looking for more of a background personality, so that means this event isn't about you, your scratching, your hype mic skills. It's about just setting a nice background vibe. But they also may want a MC, a hype man. Maybe this is that type of event. So please be clear about what it is that they're looking for before you just show up and assume that that's what they want. I also want to say that sound is very important here. Now, I decided to go with my Electro Voice 30Ms for a very good reason. Number one, they're beautiful. Number two, they looked amazing with my Infinity DJ console. But number three, and most importantly, they were the most in line with the sound profile that I knew that the client was expecting. It was enough to be heard. They didn't take up a lot of room. They weren't these big, bulky speakers. They were nice and slim. I could be kind of tucked away, you know, to the side. I didn't have to worry about people tripping over wires and navigating around this big, bulky equipment. They're clear. They have enough bass without rattling the walls or making it difficult for customers to shop. So I was there to set a vibe, but not be the center of attention, give a little fun, but also not be obnoxious to people that didn't really want to participate in the music or the vibe of that. They just kind of wanted to go in, get their stuff, and leave, which is totally fine too. So just make sure that you really understand what the expectation is and that you're bringing gear that meets that expectation. It's going to be really awkward that if it's, you know, kind of a smaller retail space and you're showing up with two 18-inch subs and you know, three-way tops. That's not necessary. Definitely understand your sound profile, but for this event, the Electro Voice 30M was stunning. So that's my last tip. I guess that's it, folks. I mean, I'd be more than happy to talk in the chat below. Feel free to send me any questions on social. You can hit me up at DJ Rachel Lynch. But yeah, so those are some of my beginner tips of diving into the retail DJ space. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, so great seeing so many of you getting back to work, and I'll see you at my next gig log. So take care. As always, happy mixing, stay safe, and stay well, DJs.